Hey everybody, this is Sonia with Melanin Goddess Life. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another astrological video. So in today's video, we are going to be doing my annual video that I do where I outline for the next year the signs that could be coming into a phenomenal love year and also could be coming into an abundant money year. So yes, we're going to be talking about the signs that I have chosen that will probably see luck in love and luck in money. This cycle is going to be because of the planet Jupiter going into the sign of Leo, which will be making its entrance on June 30th, 2026 to June 30th, 2027. So if you want to refer back to last year's video, the signs that I predicted for money and love for 2025. Go ahead and look at that video. I will tag it in the comments down below. And you can check out, because we still have about a few more months of that energy of Jupiter in Cancer. And you want to know if you made the list for last year. But we're now moving forward. We're getting ready to start 2026 in a few months. And I like to always give you guys time to get prepared. So let's talk about my picks, my big winners for 2026 to 2027. Now, when we're talking about Jupiter in Leo, we're talking about Jupiter, the planet of expansion, growth, abundance, wisdom. We're talking about the biggest benefic planet that we have in the zodiac. So we're talking about all the good things. Now, keep in mind, yes, because Jupiter brings that expansion and that expanding energy. But remember, anything that Jupiter touches is going to expand. It does not discriminate. So this could look like an expansion, of course, around big and beautiful things. But keep in mind, Jupiter can also blow up any type of situation, good, bad, or indifferent. But we want to look at it from a positive standpoint with regards to this particular video. Now, it's going into the sign of Leo. Leo, all about the courage, about doing things from the heart, about saying it from the heart, about being loyal, about being caring and loving and creative, all those beautiful things that we see and we talk about when we refer to Leo. So Jupiter going to Leo, this is going to be an energy around creativity. This is going to be an energy around children. This is going to be an energy around happiness and joy and pregnancy and things of that nature. So we're really expanding our creativity when we're talking about Jupiter in Leo. Now, I have chosen my picks for next year. So we're going to start with love. So if you do not hear your rising sign in this video, do not think that you're not going to have good things happening to you when we go into this Jupiter and Leo cycle. Your blessings are just coming in a different area of your life. We're only looking at love and money with this particular energy. So again, all my predictions on my astrological videos are based on your rising sign. So that's why it's very important that you know your rising sign. You may hear it referred to as your ascendant. It is the same thing. But you really need to know that to get the full accurate big picture of what is going to be happening with you and how it's going to be activating your personal natal chart. So as always, you can always go online. You can Google free birth chart calculator. Choose whichever one you want to choose. You're going to need your birth, your date of birth, your place of birth, and most importantly, your time of birth. Be as accurate as you can be, because this is going to determine what your rising sign is. If you do not have your birth time, you can use the placeholder of 12 noon. That's probably going to give you a 50-50 chance that the rising sign is correct, but you have a reference point to start at until you can get your actual birth time. Also, you can also listen for your sun sign and your moon sign. However, my content is mostly geared towards the rising sign, so that's what I want you to listen for. So without further ado, we're going to start with love. So this cycle from June 30th, 2026 to June 2027, with Jupiter in Leo, the first person I have on my list that could be having some kind of expansion, growth, or beautiful opportunities when it comes to love is Aries rising. And the reason that I chose Aries rising is because the Jupiter in Leo is going to be impacting your fifth house. The fifth house is all about dating and romance and social activities. It's also a house that governs children and pregnancy, among other things. So, if you are a single Aries rising, this could bring more dating opportunities to you. This can make you very popular at this time, especially if you need to be going out, because this is going to be a very social time of the year for you. So, you're going to be meeting people out. Also, with regards to it being in the fifth house, you will probably have more luck in meeting people where you're going to places that people are going to congregate, where they're having a good time. So that could look like concerts, festivals, even the club, but somewhere where you have big crowds of people that are congregating and doing something creative. But your dating house, the fifth house, is all about dating and romance, is going to be lit up. So I put you on the list because you do have the potential to meet someone during this cycle for dating opportunities. Now, this could also bode well for my Aries risings that are already in committed relationships, maybe even married as well. This is going to bring the possibility or the opportunity for you to bring the romance back into your life during this time. And a little bit of emphasis on, if you're an Aries rising, this could be also a fertile time for you. So some of you could be finding yourselves announcing a pregnancy. And this is also a good time if you're deciding you're ready to start a family or you'd like to have a baby. This would be a really good supportive energy for pregnancy as well. The second one that I feel like is going to have luck in love is going to be my Taurus risings. Now, the reason I picked Taurus rising on this one is because the Jupiter in Leo is actually going to be impacting your fourth house. So when we're looking at astrology from the standpoint of love and romance, the fourth house is about family. It's about our family that we come from. Most importantly, for this particular video, the family that we create for ourselves. And it's also residential type things. So this is where we actually live. So I picked Taurus rising because this could look like you bringing in someone that you're ready to settle down with and start a family with. This could also look like an energy that wraps around my Taurus risings, possibly moving in with someone. So maybe some of you will meet someone if you're single and the relationship quickly kind of takes off and the two of you decide to live together. Maybe you move in with them, they move in with you, or you guys get a place together. So it could look like this. This could also be for my Taurus risings that are in relationships. This could be taking the relationship to another level. So some of you could be going from casually dating, maybe to exclusively dating, maybe getting engaged or getting married. And again, you could be one of those that is deciding to move in together, or something about your relationship seems to solidify during this cycle. Now, another thing that you can look out for is if you are meeting someone new, because it's the fourth house, this may be someone that feels like very comfortable to you. You may feel like that you've known them for a long time. This could also look like you meeting someone or coming into a dating situation with someone that shares similarities maybe in your upbringing or your background. I would go as far as to say this could be someone that you've known from childhood or maybe from your old neighborhood that you grew up in. So it could look like something where this person is very familiar to you, whether it being a deja vu type of thing, or this is actually someone that you've known for a long time and you decide to go into a relationship together. The next one that we're going to be looking at, of course, is Leo rising. Because Jupiter and Leo is hosting the Jupiter in Leo cycle, it's going to be highlighting your first house. Now, when we look at the first house, we're looking at our physical body. We're looking at our image. We're looking at how we show up and present. But usually when a person is having their Jupiter going through their ascendant, this sparks the opportunity for them to meet someone. So just like I said, if you are a single Leo rising, this could be a big love cycle for you where you could be drawing someone to you, someone new, some new opportunities to date and maybe solidify a relationship during this cycle. This could also look like if you are already paired up, the relationship going to another level. If you're married in some way, this breathes fresh new energy into your relationship. So the possibilities are endless for Jupiter and Leo. Not that you're just going to be restricted to love. Across the board, your life is going to open up for a lot of changes. But particularly in the love area, you can definitely possibly look for someone having a really big dynamic change around their love life if you are a Leo rising. The next one is going to be my Scorpio risings. The Jupiter in Leo is going to be impacting your 10th house. So when we look at astrology, the 10th house is at the top of the zodiac wheel. So it's at the point where we're the most visible. Now, when we look at the 10th house, we typically see it as a career house, which it is. However, it does have a personal component on it as well. And I consider it as a relationship house as well. And I consider it a relationship house is because this is the house that we have our title changes. So this is what we're known for in the general public and what people know us as. So this could look like for some of my Scorpio risings, some of you could be going through a title change, especially if you're a Scorpio rising that has been dating someone for a while. Maybe you guys decide that you're ready to put a title on your relationship. So you determine whether you guys are boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever that title you want to use for that. This could also look like if you're in a committed relationship, some of you could be getting engaged or getting married. So that will definitely change your title to possibly fiance or wife or husband. Okay, so we could look at it from that standpoint as well. When I look at the 10th house, I also look at this as the house that we solidify things to the public, where we get the legalities involved. Because remember, the 10th house is also about government. So when we think about government, we're thinking about that legal binding agreement, that marriage license that the two of you have to go into. And also remember that marriage is a business. So this looks like, for me, you putting putting the legalities behind the relationship. So some of you have a great opportunity, if you're a Scorpio rising, to be changing your status, changing your relationship status in a legal way of some sort. The next one I'm looking at is going to be Capricorn rising. And the reason I picked Capricorn rising is their 8th house with this Jupiter and Leo is going to be lit up. Now, the 8th house is not a strong relationship house for me. So I put them on the list, maybe more of an honorable mention, along with another sign we're going to talk about a little bit later. But in the 8th house, this is about other people's resources and other people's finances. But it's also the area that governs sex and intimacy and making an intimate connection with someone else. So for my Capricorn rising, you are the honorable mention on this list of love, that you could come into a dynamic where you meet someone that you quickly develop a intimate connection with. Now, could this be based solely on sex? It could be, because the 8th house also governs sex as well, but it may not necessarily look like a relationship in the traditional form. This could be defined as a friends with benefits type of relationship. This could be defined as a soulmate connection. This just could be defined as someone that you meet and you make that instant spiritual connection with, and at some point it may develop into a relationship. But this is just basically about connections that you make with another person on a soul level. So I did put my Capricorn risings on the list of making connections with someone else. The next one that we're going to be talking about that is my honorable mention is Libra rising. Now, Libra is the sign of partnership. Libra, it rules the 7th house of marriage. So Libra rising and Libra energy in general is about partnership. Now, the Jupiter in Leo is going to be highlighting their 11th house. Now, in the 11th house, we talk about friends, we talk about groups and organizations, we talking about humanitarian type things, we talk about technology, but we also talk about in the 11th house our long-term goals, dreams, and wishes. And typically, for the most part, most people want to be connected in some way to another person. That could be through marriage, or that could just be through a long-term committed relationship. But a lot of times people want to be connected in some way. Not everyone, but for most people, defining and having that committed relationship with someone is a long-term goal for most people. So I put Libra rising as the honorable mention here, with regards to potentially solidifying your relationship. Now, what is going to happen with this one also is, this is also heavy in the socializing. So you will need to get out, Libra rising, and I believe Libra energy is a social energy anyway. But being out and about, especially in social settings with your friends, or maybe through a group or an organization, you could meet someone in that way. And also, this is an energy around meeting someone, and it just came out of the blue, and it was very unexpected. You wasn't out there looking for anything, and the person just kind of showed up in your life, because the 11th house is about things that are unpredictable and has a lot of unexpected events. This could be love just coming out of nowhere and you never saw it coming. So Libra rising is on that list as an honorable mention. And last but not least, the Pierre de Resistance, which is the sign that I feel like is like ready for a relationship, is Aquarius rising. And the reason I say that is because the Jupiter in Leo is going to be showing up in your 7th house of one-on-one relationships. This is the marriage house. So when we look at the 7th house, we're looking at one-on-one relationships of all kinds. So that could be friends, family, business partners, long-term committed romantic partners, and or marriage. And also, this is the area that governs legal and binding agreements as well. So a lot of my Aquarius risings, if you're a single Aquarius rising and you are ready for love, this could be the time that you really put yourself out there, and you could be solidifying or drawing to you the relationship that you've been wanting for some time. So you could be solidifying a one-on-one relationship. Some of you that are already in relationships could be seeing that relationship go to a different level. So some of you could be getting engaged or getting married or moving in with someone, but there's a level of permanence that's going to be placed on your one-on-one relationships in a romantic way. This is also good energy for my Aquarius risings that are already in a relationship, or maybe they're already married. This is about, again, putting more attention and emphasis and intention on your relationship, maybe building your relationship up, maybe going through a transformation, but something about the relationship going through a change as well. And because legal and binding agreements are there, this is like my Aquarius risings signing off on marriage agreements, or signing off on verbal agreements that we are in this relationship together. So those are my picks for love for the 2027 cycle of Jupiter and Leo. We got Aries rising, Taurus rising, Leo rising, Scorpio rising, Capricorn rising, Libra rising is the 2 honorable mentions, and Aquarius rising as well. So now we're going to move on to the money. Now, as I always say, some of you may hear the same sign on both lists. It is what it is. Some people have double the love, double the money during this cycle. But we're going to be talking about how Jupiter is going to be impacting you and your money, how it will be expanding your money, how it will be bringing opportunities for you to make more money, how it will be bringing you opportunities to make money in a creative way. Now, keep in mind, as I talked about when we first started this video, yes, Jupiter is there to expand all things, but it will expand things good, bad, or indifferent. So just as much as it could bring money to you, to your door, it can also expand your spending. It can also expand your expenses. So some of you really need to pay attention to, even though you have money coming in, you need to pay attention to the money going out as well. So let's get started. The money for this Jupiter in Leo cycle, the first person on my list is Cancer rising. And I believe Cancer rising actually is already having a lot of this energy already, because Jupiter is currently in Cancer right now. So it is expanding Cancer, Jupiter and Cancer natives, the Cancer rising natives in all areas of life, including money. But when we get to Jupiter in Leo, it's going to be specifically impacting your 2nd house. So the 2nd house is about earned income. This is how you earn your income. This is how you make your money. This is also about your investments, your material possessions, and your self-worth. So when we have Jupiter in Cancer, this is going to be about the money that you earn. Now, this may not necessarily be money that just falls out of the sky or you win in the lottery. It may not be that. This more or less, it sounds like you earning your money. So this could look like energy and support around you with a new job, salary increases, raises, new positions. Maybe some of you are going to see a spike, especially if you're self employed in your business. Some of you could be starting your entrepreneurial journey during this time. This could also look like you purchasing things, like things of value. Some of you will be purchasing homes, cars, property, jewelry, things, those tangible things that hold their value and increase in value over time. But this again is a lot of energy around you really getting the opportunity to make your money grow. But you will have to earn it as well. The second person on the list for money, again, here's again another sign, is Leo rising. Remember, Leo is going to be hosting this particular cycle. So Leo risings are going to be getting that energy from all areas of your life. So will your money increase? Will you get the opportunity to have money? Could there be money dropping in your lap during this time? Could you be getting more serious about your money, making your money grow, maybe investing? Yes, you will have a lot of opportunities and a lot of blessings that could come your way with regards to money. Now, is this an energy of you winning something? Absolutely. Some of you could be winning money from gambling, maybe the lottery. I would suggest that you pay it. Maybe you get a settlement of some sort, something that you've been waiting for. Maybe someone gifts you a lot of money. But money should not be an issue for Leo rising when we do this Jupiter in Leo cycle. Okay? Excuse me. The next one on the list is going to be Scorpio rising. Now, Scorpio was on the love list, I know. But the Jupiter in Leo, again, is still going to be in the 10th house. And remember, when I talked about the love, I told you that the 10th house is about career as well. So this could be some of my Scorpio risings, finding a new position. So this could look like an advancement in your career path. So some of you could be getting a new job. Some of my Scorpio risings could be getting a new position with more responsibility. And a lot of times when we get a new job or we get a new role at our current job, there could be some money attached to this as well. So you could be making money with regards to your career choices during this time as well, Scorpio rising. So if you have been thinking about changing careers, changing jobs, starting a business, things of that nature, this would be a great time for you to do that as well. And because it's in the 10th house, you could garner a lot of support from mentors during this time. So some of you could be attaching yourself to someone that's going to help mentor you on your career journey or your career path. Maybe some of you attached to a mentor with regards to finances and maybe like a financial advisor of some sort. But you have a lot of opportunity to advance your career during this time. And your reputation, and it could be tied to some kind of bonus in a way. The next one is going to be Capricorn rising. Now, remember, Capricorn rising was my honorable mention for love because their 8th house is going to be lit up other people's money and resources, and we talked about how it impacted them on a love level with the intimacy and the sex. But this is also going to impact them because this is about other people's money. This is about how you do money with another person or another entity. This is about taxes, investments. This is about insurance payouts, bonuses, settlements. So what could be happening with Jupiter in Leo in your 8th house? This could be expanding your connection that you have with someone else. So say, for instance, you're in business with someone else, or you are married, or somehow you're tied to someone else in business or marriage with regards to finances. You could see an advancement in your money through the efforts and works of other people. Now, keep in mind, this is one of the areas that I say could be a double-edged sword because this 8th house could also impact you negatively by increasing your debt because your debt is here and Jupiter is here to expand. So please pay attention to your debt, what you're spending, what is going out, and not only what you're spending, whomever you're connected with. Pay attention to how they're spending money as well. But this could also, on a good note, bring you an increased tax refund. You could be getting a settlement. Maybe there's an inheritance that's coming down the line for you as well. This could also look like investments and things of that nature. This can also look like a good time for you to connect with someone else and go into business with someone else. So we're looking at how you can expand your financial portfolio by way of being connected with someone else. The next one that I feel like is going to have a good financial year is actually Pisces rising. So the Jupiter in Leo is going to be impacting your sixth house. Now, sixth house is typically health and fitness. However, your work environment is here as well. So I'm going to make Pisces rising as an honorable mention on this one as well, because even though this may not necessarily bring a lot of money, this could bring an opportunity for some type of work change because your work environment is there. You could be seeing changes in maybe you getting a promotion of some sort, maybe you changing departments, maybe there's some type of increased workload. Maybe you start doing some overtime, something to that effect. But this is also similar, very similar to Cancer rising, that you'll probably be working for your money. And it has a lot to do with where you work now and possibly an advancement in your title, your workloads, your work responsibilities, and it could bring a little bit more money as well. And the final one that's also an honorable mention on this money list is Libra rising. Yes, Libra rising is back on the list. And it's because that 11th house is lit up. This could be an unexpected financial gain comes your way. And the 11th house is also the house that governs salary increases. So my Libra risings could be on the receiving end of a raise, a salary increase, or some unexpected financial blessing. So for my money for 2026, 2027, it's going to be Cancer rising, Leo rising, Scorpio rising, Capricorn rising, Pisces rising as an honorable mention, and Libra rising as an honorable mention. Now, again, if you did not hear your rising sign on the list, that does not mean that you're not going to have any kind of blessings coming your way. No, that means your blessings are going to be coming in a different area of your life. And that also means you need to book a reading with me so we can find out where your personal blessing is going to be. So to do that, you can visit my website at www.melaningoddesslife.biz. Also follow me on all the social media platforms, YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Follow me on all those social media platforms to show your support. Thank you so much for viewing this video. I hope it helps. Leave a comment down at the bottom if your rising sign was on the list for 2026, 2027. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.